Hello, everyone. Welcome back.
Hello. Welcome back.
Welcome to Purple Friends.
Welcome.
Your purple podcast with your purple friends.
Your purple podcast. We got purple everything here. Look at my purple wife, my purple co-host.
And today, very much so.
Yeah.
I am your purple co-host, Joe.
And I'm your purple co-host, Co. I forgot that we didn't do that yet.
Yeah, we didn't.
This is Purple Friends. It's a mental health podcast.
Yeah, if you can believe it.
Yes, supposedly. That's what they tell us every time they lock us in this studio.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if y'all can tell, but we have a fun energy today because we're recording finally without a child in the house.
That is coming through, huh?
It has been like, what, all season?
Mm-hmm.
Where she's either been
recording.
like asleep or here with
right here. Yeah.
So this is nice. We get to fully express our vocal range.
Wow. Well, not too much. Oh, geez, that peaks probably. I gotta. Sorry.
You'll fix that in post.
Wow. Like that.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's great.
That's so cool. Yeah. So we're here and we have such an exciting energy. In addition to that, because we are bringing you an extra specifically fun episode today.
Yes. Today we're going to be talking about scary movies, horror movies, horror genre, and everything of the sort.
Mm-hmm. It's summertime. We want those summer horror movies. This summer we have a lot of really good ones out right now.
Truly. It has been quite the summer for horror. And, you know, it's funny. We're extra hyped because we just came from watching a horror movie.
Yes, and we have not even talked to each other about it yet.
Yeah,
we're
so
saving it for
we're gonna unload on y'all.
Oh my God.
And on each other.
Oh God.
All of our thoughts and opinions about this movie.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, spoiler alert, it was Backrooms.
Backrooms.
So at the end of the episode, we are going to be getting into talking about the Backrooms, and eventually we'll be talking about spoilers. So we will give you a spoiler warning when we get to that point.
Yes.
But for now, we're just going to talk about scary movies in general from a psychological, therapeutic view. But even before we do that, we have to do Little Gratefuls.
Yes, of course, our Little Gratefuls. Which, you know, before we get into that, I really quickly wanted to say, I truly had no clue that summer was the time for horror movies.
I think, summer and Halloween are big. And,
to me, it's also just Halloween.
Well, I think, a lot of like camp, summer camp.
And that makes perfect sense. A lot of horror movies are based in the summer.
So then kids are out of school.
Right.
Going to the movies.
I mean, totally. It tickles all the, you know, it checks all the boxes. But I had no clue. But there's 3 scary movies in the theaters right now.
Are you counting Scary Movie as one of them?
Correct.
Okay. Scary Movie is a comedy. It's supposedly.
Well, it is a horror. It is a scary movie.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And we shouldn't discount it as one because it is valid if it is your gateway.
That's true.
Scary movie, which we will talk about later.
You're right. I shouldn't have gatekept that.
But
I'm sure it is actually scary if you're not a horror movie fan.
Yeah, because honestly, scary movies were probably some of my first 2 because they were my gateway.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. But Obsession, which I really, really, really want to see. And that's the one I was hoping we would watch today. But it's no longer offered by our theaters.
Oh, dang, yeah.
And then the Backrooms and Scary Movie, 6, 7?
They're just going back to Scary Movie now.
Yeah, so...
So, I heard it got not great. I don't know. I'm probably not going to see it. I've never been a fan of the Scary Movie movies.
Me neither. But I mean, I know they have a cult.
Yeah, no shade to people who like them, especially the classic ones.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
But before that,
Little Gratefuls.
Let's
get into
what
it.
We're grateful for, as if we need any more hyping up.
Yeah.
Who's first?
Why don't you go first? Mine's kind of lame.
Okay.
Don't look at mine.
I just want to make sure we didn't have the same one. Pokopia.
I wouldn't have said mine was kind of lame if it was Pokopia.
That's fair. Yeah, that's true. Pokopia. Well, I don't know. We are behind because we only just got a Switch 2.
A year after it released, y'all. We finally did it.
Yeah. And we finally got Pokopia as well. And we just started playing it last night. And that's been so much fun.
Yeah.
Already, Jocelyn has her own save file. I have my own save file. Already it's slightly different. I love seeing how much they diverge from each other. And I don't know, I just love it. I love my Pokemon. You all know I'm a Pokemon fan. It's got a lot of my classic friends and faves. Amari our daughter loves this game. She loves playing it. She loves walking around and watering stuff. And she loves talking to Pokemon. She loves it. So it's been, in the short time we've had it, it's brought us a lot of joy.
Yeah, it's a fun thing that we do together and also that we do alone.
Yes.
My little grateful is the color lavender.
Hey, nice.
Not the color purple. To be confused with the book.
The movie or the stage play.
Yeah. No, the color lavender. It's like, it brings me seriously so much joy. I am very grateful for the color. It's in my hair. I'm currently wearing a shirt. My phone is purple. My iPad is purple. My computer is purple. Like,
that's true.
My office is purple.
I'm purple.
You're my purple friend.
Yeah. I mean, we're everything we have so much purple stuff.
Yeah.
We go into different places and people are like, okay, I don't know if we've said this. I'm sure we have said this on the podcast at some point, but that's literally how we came up with the name of the podcast was that.
Oh, yeah.
We are referred to by somebody as their purple friends.
Yeah.
And we love that so much because we're always wearing purple stuff.
Truly.
Purple.
In some form or fashion. And I just bought purple Birkenstocks. I'm so excited. I bought the wrong size. I had to return them. I'm waiting for my new size. And it's just, but I'm here to talk about how grateful I am for the color lavender. Fun fact, actually, my sister's favorite color was purple growing up. And because of that, I hated it. And my whole life, I thought I hated the color purple and I would reject it vehemently. And then we started growing lavender and that changed everything.
Yeah, we did grow lavender for a year or so. We had like almost 20 plants.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they were beautiful.
Nice.
And we still have little dried up lavender buds from that
are still like totally usable and fragrant and amazing.
Yeah.
That's from before Amari was born and we still have that.
Yeah. So anyway.
Love it. Yeah. I mean, it's not specifically lavender, but various purple shades. I'm with you.
Yeah. You know what? I'm still not a big fan of like dark purple or like royal purple, like that, like deep, like purple ass purple.
Yeah.
I'm much a bigger fan of like pastel purple, lavender.
Yeah. Some people also throw around lilac as a color.
Yeah.
In that genre.
Periwinkle.
Because sometimes people think lavender, they think dark purple, like the buds are dark purple. Mm-hmm. But you're talking about pastel light purple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Periwinkle, lilac, lavender.
Cool. I love it.
Yeah. I love it. Cool. I love it. It seriously brings me so much joy. I love it so much.
Make it so easy to make the graphic. It's just going to be literally a single color.
You don't even have to add anything.
I know. I can just get a picture of Pokopia from the internet. This is going to be so easy to make the gratefuls
perfect.
This week. Okay.
All right, let's get into it because I need to talk about this shit now.
Yeah, let's get this going. Let's juice it.
Okay, so we should maybe define, especially the evolution of horror in psychology. I need to slow down.
Yeah, ease up, girl. Yeah, because we're throwing it back to the beginning of the 1900s when horror was like books, and horror is still books, but this is when horror was only books.
Only books.
Yeah.
Or scary stories. But, the psychological definition is that the consumption of horror is the intentional engagement with recreational fear. And stimulates our evolutionary threat detection system within a safe and controlled environment. It's kind of like exposure theory to some degree. Yeah. And, it's funny that the definition includes this idea of recreational fear because there is something kind of human about being interested in the things that kind of destroy us or like recreational drugs, for example, like recreational skydiving.
Yes, adrenaline junkie kind of stuff. Correct.
Like there is this kind of back and forth balance. And I think Freud has talked about like this love of the death. Of death,
Yeah.
And so that is very human. I think it is very human for us to be interested in death and dying because it is inevitable. We're all going to go through it, but we don't know, right? Yeah. So our brain really doesn't like that. And so it plays with it and it doesn't, and it's afraid of it and it's not, and it's interested in that. So I think because our brain doesn't know what to do with it, that's why horror can be so successful. It's because it plays in that space.
Mm-hmm.
So
that I don't know what's going to happen next is terrifying.
Yeah. Right.
Also, Sigmund Freud, the Freud dude, he also really thought that scary stories in general it kind of was tied to our subconscious fears and our primitive urges, and it kind of brought them to the surface. Keep in mind, this was in the early, like 1900s. He was a weird guy. And this was a long time ago. So, we're going to evolve our perception of what people who are enjoying horror are like on the inside of their brain, but not before we take a sharp nosedive in the middle of the century. So in the middle of the century, the psychoanalysts were looking at horror with suspicion. So we are finally having movies come out. It's more than just stories. There's actual visuals to accompany a lot of this stuff. So people are looking at horror with suspicion, and they're kind of wondering if viewing monsters or violence or whatever kind of reflected, like in the individual, a lack of empathy or a macabre fixation, which is like, very typical of psychoanalysts of that time period. Just anything out of the ordinary is like demonic.
Yeah, demonic and unwanted spirits, or like just scary, which
it's dangerous to the children.
Yeah, I mean, again, there's just this like total rejection because I think our brain doesn't know what to do with it.
Mm-hmm. If you let your children watch horror movies and listen to heavy metal music, they'll grow up to be serial killers. Mm-hmm. So luckily today, modern psychologists they view horror more as like a tool for emotional regulation and threat simulation, kind of what Joe was saying earlier, this sort of like exposure simulation, this exposure therapy, like stimulating your evolutionary threat detection system in that safe, controlled environment. It's a way for us to process our feeling of fear without being in actual danger, which is pretty handy, actually.
Yeah, and actually another good example of this, I think, is women in like the true crime genre.
Yeah.
There's this hyperfixation where like women will flock to anything true crime. And I think it's because exactly that, right? This genre of horror or media consumption, or even, obviously these are all, most of them are true. Mm-hmm. Women are 70% of the time the victim in the story, right? So you would think like, well, wouldn't women hate this type of content or consuming this kind of content? But it's exactly that. It's a way to give ourselves that relief of like, oh, that wasn't me. And that sounds a little wild. But like, again, when we're talking about survival, that's our brain's number one priority.
Yeah.
So like when we see something that is tense, stressful, fearful, and then there's relief in knowing it wasn't me. Like there is this euphoria that comes from that, this kind of like, and you've heard me say this before, like this brain tickling sensation of like, we're processing this thing that's hard to process in this kind of like secondary way. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's really interesting. I know that there are probably some listeners who are like, I identify as a woman and I can't stand true crime stuff. And we're not saying that every woman loves true crime, but we are saying that of the people who love true crime, it is vastly women.
I don't think that's a secret to anybody.
No. Totally. Can we get into some misconceptions? Of
course.
So I think that these are to people who are like kind of woke, probably listeners to our podcast, are probably like, duh to some of these things. But I just want to go over them just in case.
Like my mom would not totally believes these misconceptions.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure that we grew up, like people who were around our age group with our parents telling these things to us. So basically like this idea that people who love horror lack empathy or that they're going to be sociopaths. Like what I said earlier, if you let your kids listen to rock music and watch scary movies, that kind of stuff. But the truth is like we have behavior scientists who are doing research that shows the opposite, and high horror enjoyment is often positively correlated with high cognitive empathy. So horror fans are also fairly skilled at taking other people's perspectives, which is kind of a very handy skill to have. Not that watching horror gives you that skill, but there is a correlation between those two.
Yeah, well, I mean, because you do kind of have to entertain situations that hopefully you have not been in or, would not want to be in.
Yeah.
And I am kind of thinking about this idea and the idea of like desensitization, because like that's obviously a real thing.
Yeah.
And I think a thing that gets thrown out a lot when we talk about horror and like we're desensitizing the children and they're not afraid. It's like the whole Monsters Inc. theory.
Wait. Oh, sorry. You're talking about within the movie Monsters Inc. what they play on that propaganda commercial
about how like kids just don't get scared anymore. You know,
You're the best. I love you so much. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I don't know if anyone else will.
People know. People know. They're either our age who grew up watching Monsters Inc. or our parents who have shown their kids Monsters Inc.
Kids these days are harder to scare.
But like that's what I'm saying is like this idea of desensitization is obviously thrown into this world of well, okay, and I guess oh sorry, I'm like checking myself as well as I'm processing these thoughts because I might be confusing horror with violence.
Oh.
Because they are two separate things.
Very, yeah.
They are not synonymous.
Right.
You know, I do think that like, I don't know, I have very little tolerance for violence, which is interesting because obviously horror a lot of the times includes violence. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this theory of, or this conversation of like desensitization to like video games and violence or like horror movies and violence or like it's a path to psychopathy or whatever. And I don't know. Yeah. Like again, like we critically think, you know,
most of us, not even most, some of us.
Yeah.
A handful of us.
But I think we can all critically think enough to differentiate between real threats and consuming perceived threats.
Yeah. People of sound mind. Yes.
Correct.
Yes, absolutely. That should be. Yes.
Yeah. But anyway, I was just thinking about that, about desensitization and all of it.
Yeah. It's really interesting because I feel like I grew up the same way. Like don't consume that kind of stuff. And I was terrified of horror movies my entire life. Not for that reason, but just because I thought it would give me nightmares forever. But I stayed away from them for the longest time. But I did consume some violent video games, but I grew up to be
a very non-violent person.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, I mean, we play Fortnite every night. I scream when I get headshots on people. Like it's not the same as real violence.
Yeah.
It's a game.
Yeah.
There's one more misconception I want to grab before we move on. There's this, there's also this really, really strong connection between like watching horror movies and like that's something for angry people, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that's like a modern misconception, but that's definitely a misconception I've held by older folks, but just like
only angry people watch that, or only people who are like
disturbed,
who are already thinking about bad things.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Only a bad person could get enjoyment out of something like that. But the truth is like intense psychological arousal, like your racing heart and your adrenaline, that can flip into a surge of euphoria and relief once you see tension resolved on a TV screen, or you know, read it in a book or whatever. It's like. It's totally not the same. It's entertainment.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that's the piece, right? This resolve that you get. I mean, you get that when you're running a marathon, you know, you get that when you're doing a presentation, right? Like where there's this huge buildup in anticipation and anxiety and fear and then it happens. And then afterwards there's this relief and release and excitement and joy and like, truly, like again, the example of like giving a presentation is exactly the same as like a horror movie. You know, it's like,
and to some people it really is.
Yeah. No, I'm not. That's
You're one
literal.
of those. Yeah.
Like it builds, the anxiety builds, those feelings build, your nervous system responds, and then by the end of it, it's like, ooh. It's a little bit of a runner's high. Yeah, rush. Like, I think really that's just what horror movies. I
think when you're working with adrenaline, that's kind of what comes with it.
Yeah. Sorry, I was like developing a thought too, because like in the past I have said like sometimes watching horror movies, and maybe not just horror movies, but like difficult content or triggering content can sometimes feel like self-harm.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like, why am I watching this thing when I have had trauma or abuse and this is triggering and this is bringing up all these feelings and I'm purposely consuming this content? And and I do kind of think it leads back to this idea of like safely processing that trauma. Because it does kind of give us that sort of release. It kind of, you process those same feelings from a different perspective, and sometimes you gain a little bit of that insight.
Yeah, totally.
You go.
No, you go.
You go.
No, you go.
No, you go.
I'm not going until you go.
I think we should talk about something that's somewhat of an elephant in the room when it comes to the horror genre, which is intersectionality.
Yeah.
And, you know, who is chosen to be a victim on screen, how people are represented. Because, you
Who
know,
are the monsters? Who are the bad guys?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the same, I mean, you know, based on what you just said, you know, who are the bad guys, that kind of stuff. The same can be said about lots of movies, not just horror movies.
Yeah, this is, I think, a problem with just like filmmaking and
Yes.
media in
Yeah.
general. But obviously, I think we still should discuss it because horror is a part of that. And so, yeah, historically, horror films have reflected the dominant culture and their anxieties and prejudices of the time. Tropes often punish marginalized groups. Women who express agency or individuals displaying neurodivergent traits like often get victimized.
Yeah.
Which
It's even like a trope in horror movie, like the order of in which people die.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
The girl who just lost her virginity, the black guy, the weird guy, leaving just the virgin final girl.
The final. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which did you do? What did you do? You did a whole project with like Final Girl.
I made a song called Final Girl, based on the X series of movies, X and Pearl and Maxine. Yeah, that was a fun one. I really like that song. Thanks for bringing that up, buddy. Wow, thanks for remembering something that I did creatively.
No, that was very cool. I remember because I was like, yeah, Final Girl. But yeah, I mean, we don't really, until recently, I would say the last decade or so, we really haven't had a diverse storytelling to horror movies. I mean,
Certainly
now
not mainstream.
I mean, now we can think of like Get Out, Nope,
Yes.
Sinners, of course, you know, that do tell scary stories from a different angle. Which honestly, like those have been some of my favorite.
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
But that is a small list, and there's a lot of overlap on that list too. You know, 2 Jordan Peele movies, and Michael B. Jordan is in Sinners twice. You know,
Talk about overlap.
no, but what I'm saying is like I wish that there was a bigger list. I wish that list was longer.
Yeah.
And hopefully it will be.
Yeah, I think, I mean, especially now, I do think that there's this push because like, I think because horror has been kind of ostracized, it has had this kind of liberty to explore a little bit more than like mainstream dramas or thrillers or, you know, comedies that have kind of unfortunately fallen into this like Netflixification.
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
Well, with social media and short media consumption, you know, I think a lot of movie producers, media, like big media conglomerates are kind of fighting for the attention of the average viewer. Media is often a secondary activity. You watch TV while you fold laundry. You watch TV while you're
Doom
scrolling or watching something else or doing something else or cleaning or, you know, painting or, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's not a primary media consumption anymore.
Got it.
And so when I say Netflixification, Netflix has kind of made it a little bit dumber so that like you're not missing huge plot points.
I've heard of that.
So that it can be easier to watch it as a secondary media.
Yeah, like
and you can still keep up with the story or the, you know, character arcs or whatever. But it's if you are watching it as a primary source, it can feel really boring and kind of spoon fed to you.
Yeah. So like, how I've even heard that like Netflix has it required for like certain movies or shows or whatever that they have to like repeat what is happening in the plot a certain number of times.
Yeah.
Like they're catering specifically to people who are watching it secondarily.
Yeah.
Which is like really frustrating to the people who are watching it primarily.
Who actually enjoy consuming media. Like earlier in the year, this came up in some of like the conversations I was seeing with the Pit, you know, that the Pit was not playing that game, that the Pit was actually very intentional in being, you know, and kind of hiding plot points in the background or in like these one-off comments between characters that like really fill out the world, fill out the story, and you can easily miss it if you're, you know, knitting or
you can be talking to your friend like, yeah, I love that scene with this, and then they can say like, yeah, I love the part when he said this, and you're like, what?
Yeah, like he said that, yeah. So anyways, that is happening.
Yeah, there's a difference between like the Netflix TV and pay attention TV.
Yeah, and obviously like movies from Hollywood are you know, primary consumption.
Yeah, mainstream like movies. You're saying that they are primary.
Like they at least strive to be, right? Like
I say some.
Yeah, I mean, at least the ones that go out into theaters, like because if you're going to think
about the latest Marvel movie, the new. I don't know what the latest Marvel movie is, but I'm just speaking generally.
But what I'm saying is, like, I would hope that that's still the goal for box office movies.
I don't know, because there's this whole idea of like a popcorn movie, which is something that you just mindlessly watch.
Yeah,
and like I kind of feel like
inoffensive.
It's a good fit for a popcorn movie.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. But yeah, essentially, I feel like scary movies has kind of been able to step outside of that because like people aren't really looking or thinking about it in that way. It's like kind of a throwaway category. Honestly, kind of like how rap had been treated for a long time in like Grammy world, reggaeton. Yep. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Yeah. And so like, again, I feel like it's really given it the liberty to do whatever the hell it wants with it, you know? So like horror and scary has become, I think, so much more fun and explorative. And it really does explore these systemic like themes of oppression, racism, generational trauma. In movies like I mentioned earlier, like Get Out and Ari Aster's Hereditary, which is about, you know, generational trauma. So yeah, that's like you could really dig deep in some of these things, you know, that there's a lot of fun to play with. A lot of content to play with there. I
think that's kind of one big appeal of horror movies is you can be like, you got to check out this cool horror movie. It's like generational trauma. It's super good. Check it out. And that piques a lot of people's interest. Just that.
Because that's a human experience.
Yeah.
You know, I think horror for so many people, like we want to negate that that's a human experience or that like we can just avoid everything bad. But I think the older you get, and this is, we'll talk about this in a sec, but like, this was my experience is that the older I got, I'm like, shit is kind of horrific. Like
real life.
Real life is kind of horrific. Having a baby, pushing something out of you is kind of crazy. Owning a business, paying taxes, voting or government, like just all that is kind of horrific. Yeah. So like horror really became much more intriguing to me once I got there.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's like, that really goes hand in hand with our last piece on intersectionality. Like when real world systemic stressors feel like so overwhelming and out of your hands, horror movies like a fictional monster or whatever, you know, that can provide a sense of control and validation. It's not real. It's like, and it's self-contained. Yeah. It's perfect.
And it kind of continues the conversation, right? Because you can play out some of these what ifs, or you can be like, damn, is that where we're going? Or like, you know, do we want to be going that way? Can we provide a new perspective, you know? And again, like we were walking out of the movie theater hyped up and jazzed and ready to talk about not just the podcast stuff, but like themes in the movie.
Yes.
Just because we enjoy those things and see them in our life.
And we so rarely get to go see a movie together.
Yeah, truly. I'm so grateful that we were able to do this today. But yes, maybe let's talk about
some little techniques for beginners to maybe try. If you maybe are like, I can't, I won't.
Scary movies is not for me.
But let's say you have a partner who's really into it, and they every time you say that, they look at you like, so never, not even once to try. Here's some techniques for.
Wait. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, that's one example of just a situation where like, maybe you're in a situation where like, maybe it would be in my best interest to give horror movies a try, even though I'm really scared. Yeah. These techniques are for you.
Because honestly, like that was my first question when I saw this on the outline. I was like, why would you want to expose yourself to this, you know?
Well, also, I think for me, when I first started watching horror movies, well, the reason like I said earlier, I didn't watch horror movies for a super duper long time, but I started hearing about movies that were like culturally important that I felt like were just like totally inaccessible to me because I was like too big of a baby.
Yeah, too big of a chicken.
And like, that was like really frustrating for me. And I really wanted to be able to do this. And in these techniques are literally a couple of things that I did to help me get into it.
Same. I mean, you and I have a very similar story in that. I was a scaredy cat. Like I could not. And even once I started getting into the horror genre, there were still certain ones I was like, I don't with that kind of that kind of kind of horror. Like I don't mess with paranormal stuff. I don't mess with religious stuff. No, I watch it all. I don't care.
Yeah,
but you know,
I remember that. Yeah, so when we first started dating, you were like, I don't want to watch nothing with demons in it, and I was like, I wasn't suggesting anything with demons in it, but noted.
Yeah, but yeah, you know, again, you might be asking yourself, why might you want to expose yourself to it? But I did, you know, I was someone who, again, didn't want to, but there is a part of horror that is interesting, right? Again, and that was definitely highlighted when it became more of the cultural conversation. Yeah,
especially when stuff like Get Out was coming out, and I was like, I can't not watch this movie.
Was
Get Out your first major?
It was. I was substitute teaching at my favorite school. And I remember all my students were like, Miss Fernandez, you have to watch Get Out. And it was Get Out and Split.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, it's about therapy. It's about psychology. Like, you need to go watch it. And
2017 was a wild year, man.
Yeah, 2017 was kind of wild. But I had to be brave because my students were talking about, I'm like, if these 17-year-olds can do it, I can do it. And I did it. I watched Get Out and it wasn't that scary.
Yeah, honestly, Get Out, that's like kind of a good beginner.
Do you remember that? Every time I watched a scary movie, I'd be like, wait, that wasn't that scary.
Yes, I do remember that, actually.
And honestly, I feel like that experience might also be somewhat normal. I think we probably grow it much larger in our own heads.
Oh my gosh. If I could tell you the number of times I went back and I tried to watch a bunch of movies I was terrified of when I was a kid, as an adult now. And so many of them I ended and I was just like, that's it? The trailer was scarier than the entire movie. Like,
yeah. The trailers. Yeah. So yeah.
Whoever was making those trailers in the late 90s, early 2000s, they knew how to scare the shit out of kids.
Yeah. Okay. Let's maybe talk about tangible techniques.
Okay.
Watching during broad daylight, you know, keep the lights on, low volume.
Yeah. And you know what? Watching it on a laptop or a smaller screen, that genuinely helps.
Truly.
Yeah.
Okay. This fact of like sound design drives 80% of fear responses makes total sense. Because have you noticed that I watch a lot of scary movies with my earplugs or like with my hands in my ears?
Yes, I have noticed that. I watched you do that today at the movie theater.
Because I think I can weather whatever I can see. But the sound is what gets my nervous system jumping.
I'm the opposite. I like squint my eyes, but I'm like, ears, you can just raw dog it, dudes.
That's so funny. And that's so funny because we've talked about this before, that you're very much an auditory person and I'm very much a visual person.
Yeah. I feel like I can handle anything in my ears, but not my eyes.
That's so funny. No, I'm the opposite. I'm like, I can see you. I'm good. I make much more sense of visual stimulation than auditory.
Yeah. I mean, and this technique, by the way, this works.
Yeah. Lowering the volume, the daytime.
Yes. Watching it with other people.
Yeah. Watching something funny afterwards.
Oh yeah. A palate cleanser.
Yeah.
You can also, this one gets derided. I have done this. This is a really good technique for beginners, I think. Read the plot synopsis on Wikipedia, spoilers and all.
Or at least allow yourself to do that if you feel like you need that.
Ruin it for yourself, because the movie will still be entertaining. They leave a lot of stuff out of the plot holes, but out of the plot synopsis, but nothing that you'll get scared of. It's super helpful, honestly, to like, I know how every single one of these situations is going to resolve. And even though it's scary, I know I'm going to come out of this thing with, you know, without my ass on fire or whatever, you know?
Yeah, like you are actually not in any danger.
Yeah. Yes. I know the ending of this beat, so I'm good.
Yeah. Sometimes I do say that to myself when I'm watching something. I'm like, I know she survives at the end. So I'm like, we're going to make it through. And whatever's happening right now, we're going to make it through together.
This one, I don't know. This one doesn't really work for me. Maybe this would work better for someone who's more of a visual person.
Actually, this one does work a lot for me, and I added to it. This next one is watching like behind the scenes features first, or seeing the actor in makeup and out of
Vecna drinking a Starbucks,
right? Like out of character. And alongside this, I would say YouTube commenters or YouTubers.
Oh yeah, watching somebody else watch the movie.
Yes,
that's legit.
That is how I did it.
Yeah, especially somebody who's scareder than you.
Yes, I would watch, and I still watch a lot of YouTubers that will just watch horror movies,
and they'll just pause and make a comment, and just keep going,
or like react, and I'll be like, okay, and like they'll show snippets of the movie, and they give their comments on it, and it's a really easy way to consume media. And I think at that point for me, I'm like, okay, if I've seen this, I can see the movie.
Yeah, that also gave me, because I did that for when I was still a scaredy cat, for watching X, I think, or Pearl,
I
whichever
did it
one.
For Midsommar and Hereditary.
I remember that was a summer of a lot of horror movies.
That was a summer of a midsummer of a lot of horror movies.
Obviously begin with a gateway film. Yeah. An easy one.
A weed movie.
A weed movie?
No, because they say marijuana is a gateway drug.
Oh yeah, a weed movie.
Yeah. But yeah, like we were talking about earlier, like these kind of more like comedy horror movies, like Scary Movie.
Oh yeah.
Like Scream.
Yeah, or Shaun of the Dead.
Or like Supernatural.
Oh yeah, like kind of scarier TV shows.
Or like thrillers can sometimes be a little scary. Like I think of Gone Girl as being kind of like horror-y.
Thriller, yeah. Thriller is very good. That's a good
thriller.
Adjacent.
It I think provides the same emotional roller coaster sometimes.
I would honestly say that like there's a lot of horror movies that are only horror because of the last like 5 minutes of the movie and are otherwise psychological thriller movies.
Truly.
Like, I would even say the one that we saw today fits that category.
No, I feel like, well, and yeah, I don't know what I enjoy more, if I enjoy the horror aspect or the thriller aspect of it.
I don't know.
Because I personally usually find the first half of the movies much more terrifying than the second. I think because like, again, the first half, things are still building. The world is still building. I still don't know what's going on. By the second half, I've familiarized myself with the monster. I've already kind of explored the worst possible case scenario with this monster. That like whatever happens on screen is just like a resolution of it.
Unless they exceed your expectations
and are actually,
like, whoa,
yeah,
I did
super
not
scary.
imagine that.
The monster today wasn't, I think, like that for me.
No.
But usually, and that's the thing, monsters in movies don't do it for me. Like another monster I think about is like the monster from Smile.
Yeah, or like the monster in like the Babadook. What is that? Babadook. I think I watched that by myself.
About Titty.
No, Titty is from Barbarian.
Which we didn't see.
No, we watched that through a YouTuber who watched it for us.
Which, okay, she mentioned that the monster in that had no shirt, and she said,
I'm going to call you Titty.
Yeah, so now Titty has remained in my mind.
Yeah. I like thrillers on my own, horror movies with buddies, with a buddy.
It's fun. I mean, honestly, I was hoping we would be the only ones in the movie theater today.
Yeah, there's just one other guy there.
One other guy. And if he had been even just like a row off, I think I would have been a little bit, because like it's
swept away.
I love to like comment. I love to like like I am a little vocal in movies.
A little bit. Like sometimes something will happen and you'd be like, oh gosh.
Yeah. and I'm like, I think about you. I'm like, I don't care what people think about me, but I'm like, Corey,
I don't care.
You don't?
Well, no, actually, no.
Oh, thank goodness.
Apparently, no. I don't.
Yay.
I'm thinking about it right now. I'm processing it. No.
Anyway, that's part of the fun for me.
Yeah, yeah. And like, if you're watching it at home, you can pause that stuff. You can take a break. Oh, another thing that really takes the scare out of movies is watching them in 2 pieces or more.
Yeah.
Like actually, when you have a kid, like if you're trying to watch a scary movie and you get interrupted, it's like, oh, this is nothing now.
Corey had a horror movie marathon like last year where he would watch horror movies in like 30-minute increments.
Yeah. He got through a lot of horror movies.
But he got through a lot of horror movies. Oh gosh, I love it.
Yeah.
Cool.
A quick recommendation for we have some listeners who have sensory sensitivities who can get overload, or if you have like a specific trauma trigger. So there's this website called doesthedogdie.com, which has a ton of movies on it. I have tested a handful of them, and basically you can search a movie and you can just go down a list of all these common triggers, like literally the title of the website. Does the dog die? Does the main character die? Does whoever die? Does this have violence against women? Does it have misogyny? Does it have all this other stuff? And it's not just for horror movies. It's for anything. Really, really useful tool. Good for getting recommendations. And you can just like make a profile and just like put your triggers and just like avoid them. It's pretty cool.
It's a good resource.
And so now that we've gotten all of that out of the way,
let's talk. Let's dish. I want to know a little bit about your horror movie history. And so do you have any horror movies that are now kind of like comfort movies that you revisit that are kind of like, this is kind of fun?
That's a good question. Yes. So I kind of famously, when I was a kid, was exposed to Jaws and Jurassic Park at a tremendously young age.
Those don't seem like horror movies to me.
They don't seem like horror movies to me either, because I've watched them since I was a little kid. But Jaws is a horror movie.
I'm going to look it up on Google. I'm going to see what Google says. Keep talking.
I mean, by today's standards, it's a maritime adventure movie with a quick chomp at the end. But other than that...
Oh, it is horror adventure.
I'm telling you.
Whoa.
And Jurassic Park is, in my opinion, scarier than Jaws. So Jurassic Park must be a horror movie.
It's not.
Sci-fi
it's
adventure?
Sci-fi, yep.
Well, here's how I used to judge things. And maybe this helps, but is it scarier than Jurassic Park?
Yes to all of them, at least for me, except for maybe Signs.
True. But like, yeah, I guess Jaws would have to be my answer if Jurassic Park doesn't count. Jaws is like, well, I see you kind of like called into its authenticity into question.
No, it is. Jaws is totally a horror movie. Google said.
Well, another one that is truly a comfort movie is The Thing. That's my all-time favorite movie.
Oh, yeah, you do watch
horror movie.
You watch The Thing a lot. Oh, and now I'm thinking like Nightcrawler. Is Nightcrawler?
Nightcrawler. Oh, I just watched Nightcrawler.
I know.
That's another one of my top favorite.
Oh, okay.
That's more of a psychological thriller, but yes.
Our dogs are sneezing.
I know, it's so annoying. Your turn. What's comforting for you?
My comfort movie is probably like Nope.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I feel like that one doesn't get a lot of love on the internet, but we love that movie.
I love that movie. I don't know what it is. I especially love, like, I don't know, the history with the monkey and that shoe that stands up weird and like Bad Miracles and that whole idea. And Keke Palmer. I friggin' love Keke Palmer. It's
an excellent all-star cast, truly.
I mean, Black Cowboys. I mean, I hate cowboys, and these are the first cowboys I can get behind.
Daniel Kaluuya makes it look good.
Makes a cowboy look good. Like, I
with his orange sweater.
Yeah.
Named OJ.
Like, and that's another thing. Like, I have a fascination or an interest in OJ Simpson. And like, that's another thing. His name is OJ. Yeah. Like the trial, that period in history. I find it very fascinating and love it.
Yeah.
And so I like there, yeah, there's that connection with Daniel Kaluuya's, how do you pronounce his name?
I said Daniel Kaluuya, but that might be wrong.
I don't know how
I said it way too confidently.
But his character's name is OJ, and
also Steven Yeun is up in there. Yeah. God, I love him. Yeah, it's truly such a great cast.
It's a fun movie. And I remember feeling scared.
Yeah. I mean, it's scary. There's plenty of scary stuff that happens in that movie.
Yeah. Would you survive a horror movie?
That's a really good question.
I would not.
It depends on the genre of horror.
I'm too slow.
Yeah.
There's always a running scene.
We talk about this a lot, actually, that if we had to run somewhere, I would have to pull you, which means that we would both die.
If the monster got me, you can keep going. If it got me, you can go.
Thanks for your permission. I just got watch my wife get eaten by a monster. I'd love to keep going.
But you have to grab my hand and pull me along because I'm so
Just
slow.
your disembodied hand have been chopped off by the
That's
monster.
probably, yeah, you turn around and you're like, wow, she's really keeping up.
Wow, you became a lot lighter suddenly. Your nails look lovely, darling, in this post-apocalyptic wasteland.
Oh my God. No, I would not survive. You, maybe.
I don't know.
You and Amari, maybe.
I'm trying to think of like the low Amari. What?
You would definitely be the one carrying her, and if you were
Can you
running
imagine
with
the
her,
whining, the post-apocalyptic whining? Oh my God, I'd die. I'd just be dead from the whining.
well, and that's why none of us would survive.
Yeah.
Like,
The only way any of us would survive is if something catastrophically separated us all right at the beginning, and we all had to make it on our own.
yeah, just from sure.
And do it all the completely
Together
different ways.
we would not.
No. Do you remember your first scary movie?
It's Signs.
Oh,
It's
that
Signs.
alien walking past.
That freaking alien walking past gave me nightmares.
Yeah.
For years.
Oh.
And in fact, our cat Leo is a result of that freaking movie. I was so terrified that actually, as a full ripe teen, I still slept with the lights on.
You say full ripe teen. You were like 13,
No,
15,
no.
18?
Okay. Like still high school, like 17.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll give it to you. That's a full teen. That's
Ripe
fully a teen.
Yeah. So like I could not sleep with the lights off and the door closed.
Yeah.
So then
You were on a whole other floor from the rest of your family too,
not
right?
not
Oh,
at
not at that time? Oh, okay. So they were like 6 feet away.
They were 6 feet away. And so I had to get a freaking cat, and I was able to sleep alone again. But it was Signs.
Yeah.
And Signs still fucked me up.
Yeah. We've watched it again as an adult, and we've kind of like laughed about it. I
Yeah.
feel like that scene is memed to death now.
Yeah, it's lost all meaning.
Yeah.
Also, it's freaking what's his face? The Christian guy.
Joaquin Phoenix, Christian guy.
No.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just because he's anti-Jew doesn't mean he's Christian. I guess he is Christian because he made Passion of the Christ, but
That's
I just wanted to make
why I called him Christian, is because I think of
Sorry,
that.
I forgot. Well, I'm Jewish. I only think about his history of being an anti-Semite, a
No, I
vocally
know.
drunk anti-Semite
Unfortunately, a lot about the Passion of the Christ,
who still gets to work in Hollywood.
which thankfully I have never seen that movie.
Hey, good for you. It wasn't like a mandatory field trip from your church.
No, but I remember my mom. We won't talk about this.
That's because that's not material right now. But do you remember the first movie that scared you too much, other than all these signs?
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Wait a minute.
What was the first one you liked though?
Wait a minute. I'm misremembering.
Oh.
That whole thing with Leo happened when I watched Paranormal Activity, and I was 17 years old, and I couldn't sleep through the night. And actually, I had to sleep with my mommy at the ripe age of 17 because I was so spooked from Paranormal Activity 2, not the first one, the second one.
Okay.
I went to the movie theaters with my friend and I saw it, and afterwards we saw Jackass 3, kind of doing like the whole palate cleanser thing.
Yeah.
Did not
a good
did
palate
not work.
cleanser. It's not much of a palate cleanser at all. You need a palate cleanser after your palate cleanser.
Yeah, and it didn't work. Like it did not stick with that movie did not stick with me. Paranormal Activity 2 stuck with me.
Yeah. We've since watched Paranormal Activities 1, 2.
And it was
3.
still kind of spooky, but yeah.
It's okay. It's fine. Not that scary.
Yeah. What about you?
Everything is much scarier when you're a kid or you're watching it in a movie theater.
Or for the first time?
Yeah. For me, I want to differentiate between you said Signs was, or whichever. Yeah, Signs was the
Signs
first
was
movie
the first
that really
movie.
messed you up. What was the first horror movie that you liked?
The first movie that I liked was Get Out.
Oh, okay.
That was when I really started to think like, oh, there's a whole door here I can go
Yeah.
through.
People can make movies that are just the right amount of scary for me to enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was Get Out.
Cool. Yeah, for me, the first one that was too scary, I was too much of a scaredy cat to even try. I don't think I really saw anything too scary.
Really?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything that like gave me nightmares as like from a movie.
You didn't get nightmares from any movie? Not even like Goosebumps or Halloween Town?
I think I would get nightmares from being a little kid and hearing the X-Files theme song in the living room while I was trying to go to sleep.
I have heard you say that.
Yeah. I've since watched X-Files is a great gateway to scary stuff, I think. I watched that right around the time I was getting interested in horror stuff. So yeah, that's kind of our history. Yeah. I mean, do you have a favorite horror movie? I mentioned mine was The Thing.
Yeah, you did say that.
The Thing, by the way, is phenomenal. It's from like the 70s. No, 1982. Kurt Russell, Keith David, freaking Wilford Brimley up in there. It's so good. It's a bunch of scientists trapped in Antarctica, I think. And there's an alien creature that can take the shape of anybody among them. And it's just the best. It's just such a good classic horror movie.
It is a good movie. It is a really good movie.
It's a lot
really
of like
well-made movie too.
Paranoid fear, not a lot of like terrifying jump scare,
Or
like
body horror.
Yeah. I mean, there is some body. I mean,
There is definitely some body horror.
but it's really a very good movie.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, mine was probably Nope.
Yeah, that's your favorite.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that's kind of like sci-fi brain tickler. I would say that's what it has to be for me. It has to be a brain tickler.
Yeah,
Something that kind of sticks with me, that kind of like tickles my brain.
something that's more than just running away from a sharp object held by a dude.
Like, what horrors is it bringing out for me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd say that not to dismiss the entire genre of slasher movies, because I do have some slasher movies that I like, but I'm just trying to contribute.
And I would you say The Thing is a good gateway movie? I would say it is, because you can kind of separate yourself from like the time.
Yeah, and absolutely. I think that's really good with classic horror movies. You can look at them and be like, this is so old. How could it possibly be scary?
Yeah. I think all classic movies that.
There are some that still hit though. But yes, for the large part. That's why I like classic horror movies so much. They're easy.
I can't. I'm too much of a modern, super graphic, ultra modern girl that I can't get past the old.
My other favorite old horror movie is The Omen. That was the one that's from the 70s. That one is very good. That one's very unsettling and very creepy.
Yeah, with Damien.
Yes, the movie that began the association of the name Damien with demonic stuff, because before that it was just a regular name.
Yeah, I would say Nope is a good. Would you say Nope is a good gateway movie?
I would say Nope, and similarly The Thing are good gateway movies if you are the kind of person who does like Jurassic Park and you feel like I could use something a little bit scarier than like your standard
the next step up.
Yeah, if some stuff that's like kind of scary action, if you're looking for stuff that's the next step up, those are two really good choices, I think.
Yeah, because I feel like Nope definitely has some scary bits to it, but it's not like overwhelmingly scary.
Yeah, and it's largely very fun.
Yeah. Like I think about like Talk to Me as being overwhelmingly scary. Talk to Me was a scary movie to me.
Yeah, that's probably one of the scarier modern movies.
Yeah. Anyway, should we talk about Backrooms?
Please, let's talk about
spoilers.
Backrooms. Spoiler alert.
So if you've had enough of this conversation and aren't interested in talking about Backrooms, y'all can dip now. That's fine. I mean, the mental health part of it
is over.
Is done. This is just opinion.
Now we're just going to dish.
But, I feel like with Backrooms, what are your general thoughts and opinions of it?
I loved it. I went in knowing very little.
Same.
Only knowing that there was a therapist character.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. I mean, I loved it. I loved the idea of like liminal space in general. I thought that was really fun to see on screen. Gave me Severance vibes. You mentioned that.
Severance, yes, it did give Severance vibes. And there were it somehow also gave me Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind vibes.
Oh yeah, when he's going through his memories and it's kind of like weird and trippy.
Yeah, because like I don't know why this whole conversation, that movie has also been in the back of my mind as being like almost there, because like even the idea of like forgetting your ex. I don't know. That whole movie is a little brain tickly, trippy. That's
a really good point, because like those are both kind of about like memory, the fragility of memory, memory not being a perfect copy of reality. That's
or
very
even like
prominent.
Subconsciousness, because like both of them I think deal with like this idea of like the subconscious, unconscious part of us, that we're unaware of.
Yes. Oh my God. And this guy is such a mess.
Well, and okay, from a therapist perspective, and we were talking about this in the car about how like, was this a horror movie about the guy, Clark?
Right.
or was it a horror movie about the woman, Mary? Mary's the therapist, and Clark is her client. And I could not help but view this from an IFS standpoint because I'm an IFS therapist. And should I talk about the end? Because that is spoilers.
We said spoilers.
Spoilers. All right, y'all, you heard. At the end, when the pirate monster version of Clark is around and
Captain Clark.
Yeah, is like there. I couldn't help but feel like this is Clark's protective part. The part of him that showed up in the therapy session earlier when they were role playing and he's like, you fat bitch.
Super angry. Yeah.
I feel like that was him.
Yeah.
That was that part that busted out in that moment. And so when she's there and she's talking to Clark and she's like, you don't have to change. You can just stay. You're good. Like, we don't have to get rid of these parts, right? Very IFS.
Yes.
And he found some peace with that. But then, of course, self-sabotage comes into play where that protective part's like,
that rage.
No, this is how it is. This is, I am protecting you from it, right? So I'm protecting yourself from yourself. And so he bites his own self. He
literally
kills,
self-consuming.
Yeah, self-consuming. And I couldn't help but feel like, okay, this therapist is using her piece of trauma,
literally,
that rock with her mom's handprint in it, to destroy this other guy's trauma. And there's this moment that I think confirms it all for me, where she's slipping away through that little crack in the wall and she looks back at him and she looks kind of sad.
Yeah.
She kind of seems like she's empathizing with him, and they have this moment because as a therapist, when you're seeing these parts in people, you do kind of feel like this empathy towards them because it's like, well, duh, of course you feel angry. You know, that was your house. You know, you got kicked out of your house. That must have felt horrible. You know, like there is validation in the feeling, you know what? And I say this to clients all the time. What is not valid is the response to that feeling, which Clark yelled, you know, and I'm sure there were other things he did, you know, that contributed to the issue, but like I just felt like it was super IFS. And then it confirmed more when at the end it was kind of confirmed to her that the people in charge of like making that place were MRI people with like brain stuff. So like I'm like, this is someone's subconscious. Or
I
like
heard you be like, oh, when they said they were an MRI company.
I'm like, it was almost like a duh moment. Like, of course you're into that. You know, it's kind of like whatever company in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, the Lunesta, Lunatic. That's not what it was. But it was like Luna something. It was that company.
Lumen.
No, it wasn't Lumen. Another one. Another company.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, I think crack it. Anyway, those are my thoughts. I felt very much like that was that.
I enjoyed it so much. I love the visuals. One thing that I wanted to say that I love was the sound design of the movie. We talked about this. We like whispered this to each other in the movie theater. Like, this movie is so
the sound design.
Yeah, like there's a segment with a fly that going in and out, and like there's these wind chimes in the basement, like swinging in non-existent wind, and like just all of these different non-visual
cues.
Like, yeah, not that they're non-visual, but like they were
non-visual.
I mean, some of them were non-visual, but like also like a
different sense.
Yeah, and like the rumbling of the sub bass and stuff like this told like a lot of extra stories. And then at the end of the movie, there was a thunderstorm outside because the whole movie there was a lot of sub bass, like a lot of deep rumbling to foreshadow scary stuff.
Yeah.
And then literally like it was happening again, and it happened like at a really weird cue, like while she was like turning around to look at the scientist guy, and I was like, oh, what's happening? And then Jocelyn whispered to me, she goes, I think that's thunder. And I'm like, in the movie? What do you mean?
No, in real life. It was like, but you had to like kind of come out of it because the sound design, I think, in the movie was really brilliant, which was really difficult for me who kept having to plug her ears. It was, I mean, that part was really fascinating. And, you know, too, I kept thinking about, like, what do Kat and Bobby have to do in the movie, right?
Are they the innocent bystanders?
Yeah, they're like
his crossfire.
Well, and not just that, but like, again, if this is his subconscious, it almost felt like how other people are kind of one-dimensional characters in our lives,
Yes.
like the person who cuts us off in traffic is the idiot who cut us off in traffic, not the person with his whole full-fledged life and his own thoughts and opinions and experiences and emotions, and not just, the idiot who cut us off in traffic.
Yeah.
But maybe the idiot who was running late, or, who is 90 years old and can't see. I don't know. Like there's facets, and I don't know. Kat and Bobby felt very one-dimensional. They were like,
I thought that was a reflection of
again, his point of view.
Yeah, him being an unreliable narrator. Because I also noticed that like there was just him and Kat's boyfriend, and they ran the whole store, and it was just them. Like, it's a furniture store. Like, people are needed to like put the furniture together and like move it around and like deliver it and sell it and stuff like that. Like, it's a huge store with like a lot of stuff to do, and it's just I think it's reflective of his perspective that he's doing it.
It's 3:00.
From his perspective that he's doing it all basically, and Kat's just there for whenever he gives her orders.
Right. Like, and that's the thing, is like, maybe it's just his perspective. Like, maybe there are other employees, but because it's his perspective and they're not relevant to his story, they're not needed.
Yeah.
Or like when he parks his car in the parking lot, like it only shows his car.
Yeah.
And it's like
this massive parking lot.
Right.
This massive store.
Is it just because he's the only one in the story in reality, or is it because his is the only perspective that matters, or the perspective that's being told? Yeah.
And also like the whole conflict between him and his wife. We never even see his wife other than like this horribly like altered version of her at the end. But yeah.
Which, like, again, like even his therapist ends up being just a version of herself in his world.
Yep. Yeah. Anyway, it was a good movie. I thought we had a lot of thoughts about it.
Yeah. I'm excited to watch Obsession, because I'm definitely going to watch Obsession. Probably not going to watch Scary Movie.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
Not really my scene.
But good summer for watching Backrooms.
For real. We want to thank everybody for joining us for this extra long episode. Well, probably, extra long episode compared to what we've been putting out lately. Thank you so much for listening. Please, if you have it in your heart, rate us and review us on iTunes and wherever you listen to this podcast. Follow us on IG, tell your friends, visit purplefriends.org, check out all our free resources. And also, I really wanted to share that we were representing Vibe Therapy at Lombard Pride Fest last week, and we're going to be doing Wheaton Pride Fest. Well, as you're hearing this, the previous week as well. And so many people stopped by to say thank you for having an inclusive practice. And we just wanted to express like our sincere gratitude, because like to the local queer community for being here and for taking up space in our community and for celebrating a lovely Pride Month with us, because it has been such a lovely Pride Month. In spite of horrible stuff happening at the federal, national level, our local prides have been full of love and joy, and just I have so much gratitude for that.
They show out, we show out, and that's what's important, is creating that space and creating community. And we're very grateful to have had so many of you stop by and say hi to us, and just share a little bit of your love with us. I'm actually wearing a bracelet that I got at that Pride Fest, and I'm very grateful for it. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. And next week, we are going to have our season finale with a big highlight reel. So make sure you stop in for that, and we'll see you in a month.
Yeah, that's season finale. Can you believe it, y'all? 3 freaking seasons.
And then season 4. All right, everybody.
We love ya.
Love ya.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Purple Friends is an independent podcast produced by Vibe Therapy Services and is not a substitute for a session with a real therapist.
Our show art was created by me, Jocelyn Lang.
And our theme music is Nature Nurture by me, The Implied Bear.
Vibe Therapy is an Illinois-based private practice servicing clients in person at our Wheaton office and virtually throughout the state of Illinois.
We accept Blue Cross Blue Shield PPO, Aetna, and Cigna insurance. We also offer cash pay rates, financial assistance, and free 15-minute initial consultations where you can get a feel for our practice.
Think of it as a vibe check. Therapy doesn't have to feel clinical. Visit vibetherapyservices.com today to see if we vibe.
Thanks for listening.